Just got to get one more queued up. And there we go. All right, I'm going to go and play the video now.
All right.
Here we go. Tip of South America, a few hundred miles north of Antarctica, lies an archipelago rich in history and diversity. Soon these storied waters will play host to a heroic clash between opposing forces, and the region will live up to its name. This is Land of Fire. Land of Fire is a 48 by 48 kilometer domination-style map with 3 cap points running on a line from west to east. The A cap is on the extreme left, B is in the center, and C is on the far right. Land of Fire is making its first appearance in the map rotation for King of the Sea, so we're going to have to make some large inferences about what teams will try and do. To the west, the island in the center of Capture Area A will make it a challenging cap to acquire in the early stages of a game. Much like the C cap on Shatter, teams are likely to set up camp within the cap using a cruiser to discourage carrier strikes while preventing the other team from capturing the zone. Cap B in the center is wide open, with plenty of ways in and out of the cap circle, and should initially be the purview of competing destroyers. If combat shifts to an east-west axis, however, we're likely to see some spectacular mid- and late-game pushes through the center of the map. On the right, Cap C and the islands to the east make a tempting target for teams looking for early cap points, but navigating ships out of the island chain on the 9-10 lines, especially while they're under fire, is anything but easy. Teams who invest too much firepower along this edge of the map may find themselves at an extreme disadvantage later in a game. Land of Fire offers teams 3 very different capture zones, and the change in island density from east to west means that ships who excel in a certain type of play may struggle as they jockey for late game position. 18 ships, 2 teams, 1 victor. It's time to play Land of Fire. Alright, welcome to Land of Fire as we get underway here. DETN8 versus DAKI. DETN8 has gone Midway, Montana, Yamato, double Worcester, Hindenburg, Stalingrad, and bringing a Gearing and a Grozovoy to round out their team.
Yeah, and meanwhile, over on the DAKI side, we've got Midway, Montana, Yamato, Yui in a Minotaur. We saw Minotaur earlier today on the first match. Haven't seen since. We got Worcester, double Henri, Stalingrad, and Gearing. So 1 destroyer comp versus 2.
Indeed, I'll be very curious to see how DETN8 flexes the double destroyer, how well they get away with it. Like I said, I'm still a believer that multiple destroyers can be very, very solid in this environment.
Although, to be fair, the Minotaur could very well be treated like a discount destroyer.
The Minotaur can certainly act as a destroyer in certain situations, you're not wrong.
It's a big island north of B there. Huh. I didn't realize how tall that piece is.
It's incredibly tall.
It's like monolithic.
Yes. Like the Matterhorn at Disneyland or something.
Right?
Alright, we see Gearing Worcester making revolutions to B, catching a glimpse of them now as the rocket planes pass overhead. Daring in the Franks and Shiguri's Worcester. Very exposed in the middle of the map. Lots of shells coming in. There goes Daring's smoke. And they've lost sight of everybody now. Very ballsy play, yeah. But I think it's going to work out for them.
I think he was forced to smoke up a little earlier than he wanted to, but that's probably kind of where they were thinking originally anyway.
Yeah, maybe a smidge early, but not radically so, and I think it's still a really good position.
Meanwhile, Kaga hasn't really been doing too much in the way of spotting. Some of the islands are in the way there. He's trying to go back and keep his teammates alive here. Yeah, so the Gearing smoke has ended just before getting into the B cap, and I have a feeling they wanted to get in the B cap. So Kaga had to come back, drop a fighter there to ensure, hey, hands off my team.
Yeah, very possibly. Dragon's Gearing has left a large volume of smoke south of C for Bison's Worcester, but Bison is declining to use it. He's turning south and is trapped behind the island. Dragon sitting in the cap, right on the edge of his smoke, has dumped torps right up the 7-8 line on the western edge as they exit the C cap, out the northwest corner of the cap. Looking like they'll bag C very quickly. Hot on their heels will be Daring in the Franks, picking up B in the center as Druhar's Grozovoy prepares to step onto A any second now.
Now that's interesting because Yui in the Minotaur is just to the north of A cap, and we don't know if he's radar or smoke.
Well, we haven't ever seen, we have no idea where Yui is. No one has ever spotted him. Ui Kaine's Henri over there on the one line has now been spotted, getting shelled by the Stalingrad. Inquisitor's Stalingrad has got a good-looking salvo out on him. Let's see what he gets out of it. Not a lot. Henri pulls the brake, and not much result there. We still have not spotted the Minotaur. Druhar's about to come around the edge of the island. We might catch a glimpse of him. Yes, there he is. Yui spotted into the cap now. Druhar spotted as well, smoking up. We're about to find out if he's radar Minotaur or not.
I think he's smoke. He's using hydroacoustic right now.
Here come the torpedoes.
Actually works well. He's just close enough to where he's gonna lock him down on hydro here.
Yep, Druhar getting punished for being spotted by Yui's Minotaur. Those torpedoes are gonna deal nothing. Yui is gonna lock up this cap. There's nothing they can do about it. I lie. There's a midway bomber strike rotating in that direction. It might reset him, but it's not gonna stop him. Druhar's just getting wrecked.
Reporting the target position.
Whoa. Yeah, we see his health now.
Yeah, down under half health already just for the getting spotted by that Minotaur and Henri combo for just a little while. More Montana HE shells even coming in. None of those hit, though.
No.
What looked like a solid two-cap play by DETN8 has quickly devolved into a single cap only. They're unable to bag A against the Minotaur.
Requesting fire on the designated target.
Meanwhile, Daring and the Franks and the Gearing now they have to set up with Shigeru where they're gonna do their next smoke. Looks like right now he's gearing up to do another smoke screen in front of the Worcester to get him out of there.
I see that. Well, DETN8 has a tremendous amount of firepower over south of C that they're not really doing much with right now. I think they're going to have to reorient and rethink their deployment about how they intend to attack these caps. Rooting that Minotaur out is going to be next to impossible.
Yes.
They're frantically clicking. They know where that Worcester is in between A and B. He was spotted at some point. He's covered up by smoke now. Which Worcester is that? That's Shigure?
Yep.
Yep. Shigure's Worcester spotted. They know he's there. He was spotted long enough for them that to be his last reported anyway. So now they've set up Demotivated's Worcester on that island in G2. He's kind of chilling out there as the Stalingrad and Druhar's Grozovoy look like they might be rotating back towards B.
Which would make sense. I mean, A at this point.
They're not going to get into A right now. That Minotaur is dug in like a tick. They're never going to get in there. Pretty solid little torpedo strike here going in on Zukaku Darius Yamato. It needs to take 3 or 4 of these. Takes 4. Nice midway strike. And here comes the second one.
Yeah, and of course that flood has to tick because if you DCP, you might get a permanent flood.
Yeah, you might take a full flood. He's going to eat all 6 of those. That's going to hurt.
Whoa.
That's going to hurt a lot, kids. Yep.
Not really, actually.
Well, but again, here comes the next wave. He's not done yet. Apache is just brutalizing Zuikaku's Yamato with these torpedoes. That drop is not as good. He dropped very close. He's only going to get 2. Yeah, only 2 amidships. Still really solid damage on the Yamato there.
Yep, punishing him for being out by himself.
Now this is interesting. Dragon's Gearing has rotated just to the south. Now they're smoking a line through the island chain. He's starting in F7, headed up towards the B cap, trying to bring Bison's Worcester through that gap.
And maybe the Hindenburg too, I would imagine.
Well, the Hindenburg is pointed the wrong way. Ju-87's Hindenburg is headed south around the island. Oh, wow. Zuikaku Dairy is very low now, under 20k. They're calling for focus fire.
I can certainly see that.
He's trying to retreat north. There's a torpedo salvo out on him that I don't expect him to get very much out of. Coming under fire from the Worcester now.
Concentrate fire on the enemy warship.
8 minutes gone.
DAKI setting up another squadron here, trying to keep him constantly covered.
Indeed, they're trying. We see the fighter games now. There's a fighter overhead trying to remove the spotting, but I don't think it's going to come in time. I think they're going to lose this Yamato, Zath.
Yeah, I think so too.
Oh, he's healing now. That's a well-timed heal. The Worcester spam The Yamato shells don't connect, but the Worcester spam's probably not going to be able to overcome the heal. He's going to have to get fires lit if it's going to work. Don't see it happening. Not right now. Oh, there's a fire.
There's the fire.
Well, we'll see what happens. Another fighter going down right over him, still trying to remove the spotting. He repaired the fire. And now we've got a bit of a gearing duel going on at the bottom end of B as Dragon and Daring trading shells. Dragon retreating south. Daring caught out a little bit, though. Now radared in his smoke with a Hindenburg right there to shoot at him. Hindenburg has to change his angle, though. Torpedoes coming in. They've got Daring radared. They need to maximize this. They do bag Zuikaku with the HE bombs. Daring is in trouble. I think he's going out. $52 HP for Daring and the Franks. Here come the shells. Auto bags him. 2 quick kills for DETN8, and DAKI's early cap advantage starts to look a little rocky.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Henri and the Minotaur over there at A are just positioned to prevent a push, but the push isn't happening over there. So
nope, the push is happening at B right now as their DETN8 drives gearing Hindenburg and Yamato right into the middle of the map. Bison's Worcester moving back towards the Montana. That's Big H Players Montana over in F8, trying to I think double up on the air cover over there so that the same thing doesn't happen to him. What they did to that poor Zuikaku Darius Yamato. Dragon will be onto the bottom end of B in seconds as they starting to spam HE on Kitakami Chinese Montana.
I mean, might as well, right? It worked on the other battleships.
It worked for the other battleship after a triple torpedo, a really solid torpedo drop. Dragon's still not on the cap. He's getting angled in to reverse in, expecting the Worcester radar at some point. Now, DETN8 is up 2 kills, but DAKI is still up on points. They're clinging to a narrow lead. There we go. That's going to stop their points gain. Dragon onto B, Druhar onto A.
And here comes the airplanes.
Indeed, DETN8, the only team gaining points right now. It looks like they're going to let these guys have C if they want it, but nobody over there really in a position on DAKI's side to do anything about it. Kagakai now bringing in a torpedo strike into the bottom end of B. Let's see how good he gets with the torpedoes. Is he going for the Hindenburg or Dragon's gearing? Dragon's going to cap. There's Shiguri's Worcester. A quick radar out from Inquisitor's Stalingrad just as an information so they know where Shiguri's Worcester is. Lead change as DETN8 bags their first lead of the game. 12 minutes gone, 8 minutes to play here on Land of Fire.
Yep, Kitakami Kaini continues to be farmed by the enemy carrier.
Apache is just brutalizing the enemy, the DAKI battleships with the Midway, just punishing them.
Our victory is in sight.
Lots of fire pouring in on Ju-87's Hindenburg now. He's trying to snuggle up to the island and get a little bit of cover from some of it. Whatever he can get. The Minotaur is essentially going to sit up there and farm him. But DAKI needs to make a play. They're not gaining any points right now. Their battleships are 1 dead and 1 essentially rotated out of the fight. Looks like they're trying to push Destroyer Ayanami's Stalingrad down the 7 line.
Well, they have to do something over at CCAP.
Agreed. Kitakami Chinese Montana continuing to come under fire. Clinging to life at 13,000 HP, 2,000 HP as he takes Yamato shells. That's where he lands as a rocket strike comes in from astern. 260 HP.
200.
There he goes.
There goes.
Tiny Tim's probably off the Midway. Take care of that. And suddenly DAKI is without battleships and down 3 down 3 ships in general. Only the DAKI cruisers remain on the board. 70 seconds on the timer for DETN8, and they literally don't have to do anything but stop dying and the game is over. Druhar just sitting in the cap, directly opposite the A cap from Yuri's Minotaur, just chilling out. Kagakaini bringing in a strike, rocket strike on Inquisitor's Stalingrad here, but is it going to matter? I mean, the Worcester would have to push up around the island to do anything about it. They set Inquisitor on fire, but it's not going to make a whole lot of difference. 30 seconds on the timer.
Yeah, Ayanami was almost in C, but he chose to beach himself. He didn't want to get himself exposed to a lot, so he's not going to get in a C cap, and that's not going to stop their point game.
No, it's not. I mean, in order for this to work, they have to back Shiguri into the B cap and put Ayanami onto C, and that's not going to happen. Shiguri is way too low. He's down under 9K now, and Ayanami's still not onto C as 10 seconds remain for DAKI to make a play, and I just don't see it happening. Not in time. Torpedo strike going in on Inquisitor's Stalingrad, but it's not in time. DETN8 claims Game 6 here. I think that's their 4th win, Zath. I gotta check.
I think you might be right.
Let's see. DETN8. That is the 4th win for DETN8. That guarantees them a spot. Basically, in Day 2, they will be moving on.
Not a lot of plane kills on either team.
I'm telling you, Zath, for me, if I have to pick an MVP, the MVP of that match is Apache in the Midway, man. Just brutalizing the DAKI battleships, turning them into piles of cinder.
And we see what happens when you leave a battleship all by itself.